Trump has given the European signatories a May 12 deadline to fix the terrible flaws of the 2015 nuclear deal, which was agreed under his predecessor Barack Obama, or he will refuse to extend U.S. sanctions relief on Iran. The European Union rejects those criticisms. But Britain, France, and Germany hope their steps could encourage Trump to issue new waivers preventing U.S. sanctions lifted under the deal from being reimposed next month. A total of 15 Iranian individuals and companies are on a list circulated to EU governments, but there was no direct discussion of names at Wednesday's meeting, one diplomat said. But another diplomat said, it will be complicated because this will need time to convince the member states. Any Iranians targeted would be subject to asset freezes and bans on traveling to the EU or doing business with companies based in the bloc. Some EU nations wary EU envoys discussed possible sanctions on the basis of last week's meeting of foreign ministers in Brussels, who agreed that Iran needed to be held to account for its role in Syria's 7-year war, even while upholding the Iran nuclear accord. At that meeting, France also urged the EU to consider new sanctions on Iran, citing publicly the proliferation of ballistic missiles and Tehran's very questionable role in the Near and Middle East. But countries ranging from Sweden and Ireland to Iran's closest European allies Italy and Greece still need to be convinced. Austria is also wary, one diplomat said. Given strong EU support for the nuclear deal, signed by the United States, China, Russia, Britain, France, Germany, the European Union, and Iran, many governments are wary of doing anything that might jeopardize it. Any EU-wide measures would be the first significant punitive steps since the bloc lifted broad economic sanctions on Iran last year following the accord to curb Tehran's nuclear ambitions for at least a decade. Ballistic missiles fired by Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi militia killed a man in Riyadh on Sunday. It has given no indication that it would walk away from the nuclear deal due to the proposed new sanctions, which are minor compared with the broad sanctions lifted as part of the deal.